You have to know the level you're on. How do we know what level we're on? Because we study history. Has anybody ever done this before? No, they haven't. Not even close. That means we Star Trekked them twice before they realized what was going beyond, where everything we did is be going beyond. Each year that we've been around, from the very beginning, we was always breaking down the boundaries. Nobody had got that far before. Now what we have done is we have forecasted, we've told them, and we've told everybody, this is what we're going to do. And guess what? We've done it with everybody on their team working against them, with no allies. Our allies, see, our allies, they're going to have to explain their behavior. We're going to timeline all of them. That was what the mission was. Our mission wasn't to do one thing or another. Our mission is to do just what we're doing right now for this period of time. Because people have to know that it is possible. And not only are we doing it and showing it's possible, but it's easy. You got to remember our attitude doing all of this. There ain't no, I hope you do. Sucker, get busy. Like going back to Oakland right now. And I tell them when they call, I said, don't call me telling me you're going to do nothing. Get busy and do it. Don't tell me you're going to do nothing. Do it. And get off my phone. Do it, sucker. Who are you talking to? We'll do it. That's all. What does that mean? On all levels, the system, those people have lost on every level. Number one is longevity. It's like King said this last week, longevity has its place. Longevity, in this case, is not because we want to live a long time, but in order to go through every stage and every environmental circumstance, that takes time. That takes time. And everything all along the way was leading up to this. And we have our own ideas, but Allah clarifies it at the right time. It's like if you went to, you're going to go to the university and get a PhD. Suppose they showed you the first week all the books you're going to have to read, all the stuff, papers you're going to have to write. Before you get you say, good God Almighty. But you're going to do it stage by stage, step by step. And before you know it, you'll be through it. That's the way this stuff was. Allah sent His people through the various changes and developmental circumstances in order to learn and also to be a model. That's been our whole mission. Now, we're a model now already because we done broke all the records. That's the way it is. We broke all the records, ain't nobody come close. And we're independent. And we don't have no friends. Not only in the deen and the dunya. You know, in the dunya, did none of my so-called friends call me and say, well, I know you might be running a little low on money. Maybe I got about 5 or 10 grand. I send you. Didn't have no allies. In fact, the better friend that was the more they stayed on the dodge. When we cranked up again, I called my other set of friends. And the original set didn't get cozy until they saw everybody come to South America get rich. It's all in our neighborhood. Man, so-and-so, and you know how Negroes talk, man, I went down, so they can't, therefore, they drive Benz and Jetsons and all of them. And of course, I told them not to do that, but and they lasted too for a couple of runs. You know, because my main friend, I'm telling him everything. He stayed with me a month. And I'm giving him the game because I'm really the godfather at that time. I mean, I'm superior in that game to everybody. I mean, I felt older than I am now, and I was still in my 20s. But the amount of game that I had acquired, I'm able to teach. The main thing I taught is stay under, you know. I said, all them cars that I bought, I said, just get you a little old car, it runs good, and that's what you do. And don't show nobody nothing, just stack up money. Stack up money, don't worry about nothing else. If people see you have money, you're going to open the door for trouble. They're going to try to kill you, they're going to try to rob you. And now my dumb best friend, he got his best friend, which is my fourth or fifth, got him killed. They sitting up there, he giving them tons of cocaine, and they just kicking back, and somebody killed him. So what do you think they're gonna do? I told you. Well, listen. After the third shipment, the news I got, people got every kind of car you could imagine, and went down, bought a 5-carat diamond ring out of at the mall somewhere. I said, good God Almighty. So, okay. In other words, but what did my other friends do? Now they want to see me. Oh, we miss you. I said, I know y'all miss me. I said, I miss y'all too. I miss y'all. I died there in the jungle. You know, if I hadn't had no money, boy, that jungle would have been hot. You know what it is being overseas? Nah, it never would happen to me. But I looked at people that was broke. I said, boy, that is terrible. It's terrible. People is overseas. They don't, no language, no job skills, no nothing for there. If they could get a job, they would make but $1 a day, $2 a day if they would roll it. And if you made $3 a day, you'd be in the big time in Africa in those days. So, the vision that we have of the future is coming from what we've learned in the past, going to a designed future. So Allah didn't waste none of that stuff. And at a certain time, you may not know what your mission is, but that's been a long time ago. For the last 35 years at least, we've been focused in on what we just about. But the details get better and better, clearer and clearer. And when we focus in on a mission, if that mission is fi sabilillah, we halfway home already. Because remember that friendship and allies, that's a big trial for everybody. Because most people, they do it because people are helping them back or this, that, and another. You have to keep helping people no matter what they do. You're not doing it for them. You're not doing it for yourself. You're doing it fi sabilillah because you know in your heart, and you're sure of it now, that Allah, that, you know, if the earth is 4.5 billion years old, and it's supposed to last another 4.5 billion years, can you imagine all the people and everything, and we're here for 100 years and we're going to be gone? in the whole universe. Can you imagine if it's not a day of judgment in heaven, how insignificant in all that time, all that space, the Negro's life is? 4.5 billion years? That's probably been that long. And how many dinosaurs and niggas has been in all that time? And we don't know none of them. Right? If it wasn't a day of judgment, if it wasn't a creator, what would be the purpose? It'd be the same as the purpose of a gorilla animal. You're just going to be here, run around a while, and come out of the earth and go back in. You might as well be a Hindu. Is that the Hindus is reincarnation? You're going to start off as a little mole or fly or something, and you're going to come back as a dog. Then you're going to come back as a monkey. Finally, you get here as a low human being, but that's a low-class human being. You're going to come back later on as a Brahmin human being. Might as well. If ain't nothing happening, right? I mean, we might as well join that crew. Or anybody. If there's no purpose in life, if there's no purpose in life, we got the greatest purpose. We have already broke the records on everything. We got a chance to challenge the mean old white man and make fun of him. Who you talking to, sucker? You ain't nothing. And clown him. We used to call it Rayfield. Rayfield, that sucker. Make a fool out of him. Can you imagine the Americans trying to scare us and we making fun of him? And he just trying to scare us to death. We gonna do this, we gonna do that. And ain't nobody lost not one iota of sleep. And all the meanness of all of they Negroes, well, we just forgive you. We're just gonna Jesus you to death. Yes. You know, big Jesus, you know, with a big heart. Yes. And it ain't no big deal. And it, hey man, see, that's what people needed to see. Now, if they haven't seen enough, they're going to see some more this go round. Because people have to lose the God complex for that personality. So the white man got a God complex. Right. Well, the Negro, the Arabs out there, what did they do when we went out there? Hey, man, you could fly an airplane upside down under this table. It wouldn't make no difference. Right. But if the white man break wind, them boys get their plastic bag and tied up.
They want to be just like him.
Oh, do they want to be like him? It is unbelievable. You know, and that's the other thing. See, we haven't took that stuff like that arrogance that people have for Negroes. We're not Siraj, we're not Zayd Shaka them. You can't see here. They were sure. Not only was the American, but the immigrants, everybody is sure of their power structure. Our friends over there too, they were sure of it. They were sure. You can tell how the street prayer and all of that. They thought when we move on this brother, we're gonna cut him off. Not only the big white man, but we're gonna chop him too, and everybody else. South Africa alone, all of their crew, all of them chopped at us and it had no effect. And it's visible. So they're used to telling Negroes what they're gonna do. They're used to having Negroes glad to join their program. Walling in the mud for them. No sir. Not only we not walling in the mud, sucker, don't nobody want nothing you got. And the more you hold off, the more they offer you. Well, you can have anything you want. You can write your own ticket. I don't want nothing you got. You know why? You ain't got nothing, sucker. See, that's why I would hope that people would have a chance to have some money, some fame, and a little bit. So when they get deep into Islam, they know they ain't missing nothing. Because see, they fool you. This European, he shows it on the movies, he have you think that you missing something. Man, you missing that girl. I ain't missing no girl. I met all the girls out there. Don't even want to talk to nobody now. What are you talking about? Had so many girls. What do you mean? You gonna miss the fame. Well, when you're famous, ain't nobody helping you. And when you not famous, you know, when I first left the country, I used to have a few pictures. You know, some of the ones I still have now. And I'm still young, in the 20s. And I tell people some places, I remember out of South America, down in Bolivia, as if it was important. But this is who I am. Showing my card. This is me. This not the nigga you see in here. This is me, you know. Because I was still young and stupid. But I outgrew all that. You don't care what you think. You don't run nothing. You know what I mean?
Had a thing today on Michelle Obama.
Right.
You know, for the last time she visited these children in the hospital. So they were talking to her. And they were asking her, you know, you just said earlier about you got to have yourself some kind of outlet.
Yes.
You know, when the pressure get on you, whatever. And so what her outlet is, she likes to ski. She said, because when I'm out there skiing, she said, I ain't got to worry about nobody taking no selfies, do no selfies and nothing like that. She says, just me. That's my time.
Yes.
She said, now I know why my husband, every time he gets an opportunity, he plays golf.
Right.
She said, because that White House is a pin. It's like they're locked in. You know, they're under the gun all the time. And so people might look at the presidency. He's a president, but they never look at what goes with that stuff and what it does to people. They're always looking at the materialistic aspect of it, but not what it does to people. Like you talked about earlier, everybody in Hollywood got a psychiatrist. And they got fame, fortune, money, but they're crazy. So why would I want that? I don't want none of that.
It takes a lot of wisdom to know that. See, the people, who else knows that? Nobody. Because they make it look. Remember, the hadith is clear. The shaitan makes, first of all, this world is a prison for the believers, and it's a paradise for the non-believers.
Right.
So they specialize in making, remember the hadiths talk about the people had a look at paradise, and they said, oh man, everybody gonna want to go there. Then they showed them what surrounded paradise, what you got to go through to get to paradise. Then they had the hellfire. They said, ooh, and nobody don't want to go there. Then they showed them what surrounds hellfire, all the deceptions and the beauties, right? So the old saying is, when they show you the fire, jump in it. When they show you the paradise, break out and run. No, because what we're doing is, I wouldn't want to do that at all. Because the white man is mad. He'll be mad. I'm going to try to wrap it up. Resistance movement of North America, that's what we're headed for. We are the resistance movement. That's what we are, and that's what we've always been. The only resistance movement in North America. Nobody else is a resistance movement in North America. National War of Liberation. As we said, to liberate, the mission is a liberation struggle to liberate the Islamic movement from foreign control and domination and inferiority complexes, sold out leadership, liberate the agenda, liberate the people from defeatism and their attitudes of self-image psychology. So the College of Islamic Movement Studies, we've already been through that. But we'll go through it again. The College of Islamic Movement Studies, to study Islam and the movements and all of what we've been dealing with, so we can help people evolve to a higher level. Because our mission is to consolidate the movement here in America to help to, what we always say, influence the direction of change. Not to control people, right, but to influence the direction of change. Part of that would be a lot of wealth involved, because if you're broke, ain't nobody gonna listen. And you have to be powerful, because during this transition, the people are gonna go crazy. If not crazy, the system gonna use its last resources to run everybody crazy. The system of transitional period, the human being will be very weak. We have to protect our people from going crazy and becoming dictatorial. Basically killing each other, because they're going to have plenty of fitna. Someone has to be very strong, very powerful, and for everybody, you know, for Allah's cause. Almost they have to be above reproach, but they're not going to be above reproach. Ain't nobody going to believe it's possible. But you have to be able to take it during that. That's what all the little fitna, provocation, and what would be considered irritation was about. We know that was training, but it also, you know, the system is crazy. They may be irritating you to see if you're really that. It's all kind of possibilities. We can take the surface meaning, we can take the sub meaning, and we can go even a step deeper. We think it's really a combination of all three. What they show on the surface is partially real, but when you start digging down, and a lot of it is unconscious. See, we're more conscious of their behavior than they are. Yeah. See, that's what studying your enemy, that's how you manage your enemy. You know him better than he knows himself. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Remember years ago I talked about...
So you saying he doesn't study himself?
Yes, but he doesn't. He studies himself, but he doesn't know himself in enough detail. If he did, he wouldn't do the same thing over and over again. If he knew himself, he would know that we have a world right now that we don't have to run like we're running. We don't have to have a consumer-based society. That was good during Adam Smith 200-300 years ago, but now we can work one day a month and produce more than we need. You know, his thing is that he cannot stop doing what he's been doing because he's in the habit of foolishness. What would we do if we don't have work? We want to do this, you hear all day today. We want the oil sands because we need jobs. Well, technically, you don't need jobs. Hell, if you need jobs, why the hell you keep building more them robots? All the industry, robots. Why don't you take your, if you want to have everybody employed, you would take your technology, upgrade it, but take it back where people would have to be involved. So you getting in where the machines is involved. You got it. Don't you know? See, the white folks was talking about this when we was a kid. They call it automation in the 60s. What are we going to do now? Well, automation, all of you, automation. Well, automation is here. Robots is here. Why would anybody make robots when the people need work? They say it's not progress because they can't make money. As long as money. In the old days, money and material was important. But now you have to change a different motivational Money is not needed the way it was before. We have to do something different. In order to do that, there are people thinking about it and they talking about it. But the big boys, just like Donald Trump say, guy he hired to be, environmental something other, the one that hates the environment.
He was suing the EPA.
God Almighty. He wanted to sue the people and the global. Why ain't no such thing? And the people is burning up in part of the world and drowning in the other. And they still see when a system, an empire, we talk about it all the time, is going down and has certain characteristics. This is a global system that can't stop itself. And the movie makers believe it. That's why all the movies about the future is dark and gloomy. Because they know themselves. See, they don't have tazkiyah bil nafs. We have, in our religion, in our deen, the saving force. This is what we're going to have to teach them. That's our job. You know.
That's the one I was making earlier. That's the problem they have, their nafs.
Yeah.
See, they can't control their nafs.
Yeah.
And so the nafs are always leading them instead of them leading the nafs, and that's what you get. That's what this produces.
And no matter what you say, they'll go back to some material. Well, what do we do if all the people aren't working? Well, you can sit down and think about it. We're going to educate people, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. See, the utopia that man wanted 100 years ago or less is possible now. Labor-free devices. In fact, now the labor-free devices has gone so far that when you reduce labor and work and physical fitness from a man, his body and his mind, if we push buttons, they knew it when they started using calculators in the classroom in the 70s. The people's mind got weak. We used to have to count everything, all multiplication, we could divide in our head. Now, when you get this doggone thing, I do a lot of writing. That's what helps keep me a little sharp. But hell, how many numbers you know now? You used to have to know all your numbers.
Not only the numbers, but they can't nobody spell no more.
Yeah.
When they get on that text thing, they say, "How are you?" The R. How are you doing?
Yeah.
You know, and then they got the OMG. I said, what is OMG? Oh my God. But they don't know how to spell it. It's like OMG, oh my God. I said, God, you ain't gonna be able to know how to spell nothing. That's what that does, the writing.
All of that. See,
when I text just like I talk.
Right.
I text in sentences.
Me too.
You know, with exclamation points and
Right.
periods and commas. And, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. But shoot, let some of my kids. wait a minute, what this don't fit into what you're talking about. What are you talking about? I can't figure that stuff out, but they got a new language.
yeah. See, this is the thing. The dunya has got control of them. No, the technology controls them. And they think technology is and they laugh at me. I said, all I want this thing to do, I said, now y'all have pulled all this stuff up, I can get the internet, I said, now we doggone. You got more than that. Why don't you get a new, I said, why would I get a new phone? If I can't use this thing here to do everything but fly a helicopter.
It may do that.
And it might do that if I knew how to make it, plug it into the dashboard of the helicopter. I'm sure it will.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
sure it will. That's what I mean.
Find the app.
But see, look, the human being grows through challenges, right? If they take all the challenges away, The foreigners' children, they got something about the youth and they're going to do that. They're not going to do nothing because they've taken the challenge away from their children. They should be challenging their children to call the people to Islam. If you call the people to Islam, you're going to have to get sharp. You got to get arguments. You got to get this. They're going to tell you you're crazy. You got to be able to stand up for yourself.
You got to be able to fight too.
Yes. They think fighting is horrible. They say, oh my God. They are crazy. I told you my grandson went over there with him, playing with the kids. I went up to Darl Hidra. And they went around the neighborhood. And the kids told my grandson, those are our bikes those guys got. They're your bikes.
What are you doing over there?
Yeah. Well, they took them from us. He went over there and took all the bikes from all of them by himself. You know what they were saying? Your grandson, he's very brave. He's not brave, he's normal. You know, like getting hit upside the head is a big tragedy. There's no tragedy. You learn because you said the last time I didn't duck, I got hit upside the head. So you learn how to duck. That's all. They don't want no, anyway. We'll try to move to it. So our mission, we have a mission. Now, it's very clear what our mission is. Islamic movement in North America. Very soon, we will have our national mobilization. Why? Because the Sabiqun Liberation Organization is to help liberate America from itself. What happened in Oakland, I don't know if you remember seeing it, it's called From Stalingrad to Oakland. Stalingrad was a turning point in World War II. It went midway and all of that. Oakland, for the last few years, was a turning point in the movement. The movement has upgraded. We have upgraded. Okay, so it seems like everything, we hope, will be going our way. But technically, we don't care what happened because we don't have an attitude of, oh, I hope this don't happen, and I hope that happens. We hope what we know will happen, the will of Allah takes place, and we hope that we be a functional tool for the implementation of Allah's plan during this period. And we can't lose. The last thing I want to say is it's been when we started talking about a protracted struggle 35, 40 years ago, it's